So the next question here is, an organic compound with molecular formula C9H10O forms 2,4-dinitro, reduces tolerance reagent and undergoes Cannizzaro reagent. So from here you get that it must have aldehyde group. Okay. On vigorous oxidation, and one more thing, because it is on, okay, carry on. On vigorous oxidation, it gives benzene 1,2-dicarboxylic acid. It means 1,2-dicarboxylic acid, it means it should be something like this. 1, 2. And on one, there is CHO, we have already identified. Reduces tolerance reagent, undergoes Cannizzaro reaction. It means one is aldehyde group. Vigorous oxidation, it gives 1, 2. Dicarboxylic acid. And you know that any alkyl group gets oxidized to COH. So one is CHO, obviously that will get oxidized to acid. The other one is not CHO, that must be alkyl group. Now this alkyl group can be any alkyl group. It can be C2H5, it can be C3H7, any alkyl group on anything gets oxidized to COOH always. So here it can be anything. So you can write C2H5. This is the compound. Okay, Avnish, does the OH group give you tolerance test? Okay, so how could it be OH group? Next, an organic compound A having the formula C3H8O you can take anything. Mansha, as I said, while explaining the question, I said you can take C2H5, you can take C3H7, or you can write R also. Any alkyl group will get oxidized to COOH. Okay. Okay, now, an organic compound A having the formula C3H8O on treatment with copper at 573 K gives B. Now, this gives you quite a hint. Copper at 573 K. Okay. B does not reduce Fehling solution, but gives a yellow precipitate of the compound C with iodine and NaOH. Reduce the structures of A, B, and C. Okay. Now, it is given B does not reduce Fehling solution, but gives yellow precipitate. It means there must be COCH3 group. Clear? Does not reduce Fehling solution, but gives yellow precipitate of C with iodine and NaOH. It means it should be a ketone. So B should have COCH3 group because it gives iodoform test. This is actually iodoform test. It means it should have CH3 group, not CHO, CH3CO. So from these two statements, you got that it should have ketonic group and methyl group at the corner, iodoform test. Okay. Now B is produced from A by copper at 573 K. It means it must be a secondary alcohol. It must be a secondary alcohol. Is that clear up to here? Avnish, okay, good. Yes, Avnish, your identification is correct. Okay, good. So it is C3H8O. It means there are only three carbons. So it has to be like CH3, CO, CH3. I'm talking about B only. B has ketonic group, but with one methyl group at the corner, it means it can be only CH3CO, CH3. And because it is obtained from A with copper 573K, it means it must be obtained from a secondary alcohol. That's why ketonic group was obtained. It means this one. Only then you will get ketone because it is 2-degree alcohol. 1-degree alcohol will give you aldehyde Cu at 573K. So this is B. This is B. And iodoform test, you know, I2 NaOH will give you yellow precipitate, and there are three carbons. It will be CH3COO and A. So C is yellow precipitate, so it means it is CHI3 iodoform. A is propan to all. B is acetone or propanone. Okay, both are same. Propanone is IUPAC name, acetone is common name here, and C is iodoform. Yes, I think. Write down the reactions. Good, Shiv. Yes, fine. Now next, an organic compound A which has characteristic odor on treatment with NaOH forms two compounds B and C. Compound B has the molecular formula C7H8O. Now, if this is the formula, it means it should have a benzene ring. C7H8. Carbon and hydrogen are almost equal. Which on oxidation with CrO3 gives back compound A. Means uh, B gives A. Okay, so A gives B and C, both. both. B has the molecular formula this, which on oxidation, okay, and B gives back this on treatment with CrO3 on reaction with NaOH. Now, okay, now this is something you should know, right? If reaction with NaOH gives two compounds, it means it might be Cannizzaro reaction. Okay, compound C is the sodium salt, which again confirms that it should be a Cannizzaro reaction, because in Cannizzaro reaction you get sodium salt of acid. Okay, so sodium salt of acid, this is sodium salt of acid. And remember all these points. If you don't remember, there is going to be some problem. Remember what reactions, that's why I did reactions first. Named reactions I did first because those were used in these questions. So you should be good. on the named reactions. So it should be Cannizzaro reaction. Now, if it is Cannizzaro reaction, then in that case, A will have no alpha hydrogen. If it is Cannizzaro reaction, no alpha hydrogen. In aldol condensation, there must be alpha hydrogen. In Cannizzaro, no alpha hydrogen. Okay. Now, if it is Cannizzaro reaction, still we are guessing, it might not be. Okay. If it is Cannizzaro reaction, then the other one should be alcohol. It can be alcohol. So I'm just writing here above it because it can be alcohol. Hushi Shrivastava, I have sent that for processing video for processing. It is taking longer than expected time. As soon as videos of previous class available, I'll upload. Okay. Good, open you. Very good observation. Okay. Very good observation. A must be benzaldehyde. Again, a few students have done good. Avnish, good. Very good. I am impressed. Upmanyu, yes, it means you people are very good. It means if this is Cannizzaro reaction, alcohol and sodium salt of acid produced means A should be aldehyde. And as I said, the formula C7H8O, it gives a hint that it should have benzene ring. And if it has benzene ring and you just remove C6H5, the phenyl group, what else is there? One carbon remained, three hydrogens remained, and one O remained. Okay, that is B formula. Okay, but A should be just remove this one, and you will get A. So it means A should be benzaldehyde or benzyraldehyde. E is expected to be benzaldehyde because we are talking about Cannizzaro reaction. Is that clear? Now, one more important point that in Cannizzaro reaction, this alcohol will be primary alcohol. And if it is primary alcohol, right, the benzene ring, if you consider C6H5CH2OH, then it will be primary alcohol. Remember, C6H5OH is not considered primary alcohol because it is phenol. Okay. This is alcohol. This is phenol. Okay. But A, which is just C6H5CHO, cannot give you benzyl alcohol. No, it can. It can. Because two molecules will be used. It can. Okay. It can. Because two molecules will be used here. So one molecule will give you the benzyl alcohol. That will be the primary alcohol. Okay. So A, we think that it should be C6H5CHO. B, we think that it should be primary alcohol containing benzene ring, that is C6H5CH2OH. The only remaining part is C. C, sodium salt of acid. You by now you should know it. My voice is breaking. Just let me check. Is it clear now? Karthik? Okay, good, good. So if you missed something, I can explain. Okay. So now if I write this reaction, everything will be clear. If I write A as benzaldehyde, sorry, Cannizzaro reaction will give me one primary alcohol from it, and primary alcohol will not have OH on the ring, rather it will be CH2OH. And sodium salt of acid means remember, if it is aromatic, it will give aromatic compounds, okay, both. It will be COONA. It means this is A, B primary alcohol, C sodium salt of acid. Now it is given C when heated with soda lime yields an aromatic hydrocarbon. Soda lime reaction, you remember? Reaction CaONaOH, soda lime is CaONaOH, and it gives you benzene. Do you remember which reaction it is? Tell me the name of this reaction. Last part, what is the name? Last reaction, C reacted with CONaOH. What is the name of this reaction? Mhm. I'm giving you a hint. You get one carbon less. Manisha, good. Mansha, good. Kartik Dhanai, good. You are getting hydrocarbon of one carbon less from the sodium salt of acid. Tanishka, no. Kushi Shrivastava, correct. Upmanyu, correct. Good. Avnish, no. Okay, tell me what is decarboxylation reaction? Avnish, Tanishka, tell me what is decarboxylation reaction? Ritika, yes. Okay, clear? Good. So it means A is benzaldehyde, B is benzyl alcohol, and C is C6H5COONA, sodium benzoate. Clear? Good. Now next question. First read the question. It says compound A C6H12O2 on reduction with lithium aluminum hydride yields two compounds B and C. Okay. The compound B on oxidation gave D, which on treatment with aqueous alkali and subsequent heating furnished E. B on oxidation gave D. D on treatment with aqueous alkali means aqueous KOH and subsequent heating furnished E. The latter on catalytic hydrogenation gave C. Latter means E. E on catalytic hydrogenation gave C. The compound D on further oxidation gave CH3COOH. This is the key point. Deduce the structures of A, B, C, D, and E. This question requires some thinking. Just go through the question again, understand the steps, and I'll explain. As I said, CH3COOH will give you some hint. So you need to backtrack. D on further oxidation gave CH3COOH. Backtrack from here. So one thing I am telling you, okay, one thing. D obtained on oxidation and further oxidation of D yields CH3COOH. It means D should be aldehyde. Why? Because D was obtained by oxidation. Okay. Oxidation of compound B. It means B should be alcohol, because we know alcohol on oxidation, primary alcohol, it should be rather primary alcohol, because primary alcohol will give you aldehyde. Primary alcohol on oxidation will give you aldehyde, and aldehyde further oxidation will give you acid. Okay. So D on further oxidation. Yes, Ritika, correct. Avnish, good. This time you have identified correctly. Very good. Karthik Dhanai, good. Ritika, yes, good. Very good. So it means D should be CH3CHO. There are two carbons only in CH3COOH. Here you have two carbons. And D also you will have two carbons. And in B also you will have two carbons and primary alcohol. So B will be CH3CH2OH. So you got B and D from here. Now go to the first step. It says compound A, C6H12O2, on reduction with lithium aluminum hydride yields two compounds B and C. Now, because it yields two compounds B and C, it means this is a prime suspect of an ester. Okay, prime suspect of an ester, and ester on reduction with lithium aluminum hydride will give you two alcohols depending on what is the formula. C6H12O2 alcohols will be formed. Now, one of these alcohols is CH3CH2OH. You know it. The rest of the carbons will be in the other alcohol. So you can guess the answer. Rest of the carbons means four carbons. Okay. So it will be A, the reduction with lithium aluminum hydride gives you B plus C. And B you know is CH3, CH2OH. And A you know is C6H12O2. This is A, this is B. So B has two carbons, means rest of the four carbons in C, and it will be alcohol. So it will be CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2OH. Okay. And formula of ester will be four carbons on one side, CH3, CH2, CH2, COO, CH2, CH3. Two carbons on one side, four carbons on one side. Remember, longer carbon chain will always be with C. Yeah, longer carbon chain will be here. So you know A is ethyl butyrate. A is ethyl butyrate. B is ethanol. C is butanol. Yeah. Rather say butanol because it can be on other carbons as well. And D is acetaldehyde. Avnish, even then you will get the same answer. Okay. Yes, I am coming to that. Okay, I'm coming to how to find E. Okay. If you have understood the named reactions, okay, and that's why I tell you that first be good on the named reaction. Indirectly, named reaction will solve quite a few questions. Okay. Now, what is given? It is given that where is E? D, which on treatment with aqueous alkali and subsequent heating furnished E. What is D? D is acetaldehyde. D is CH3CHO. Aqueous alkali, aldol condensation. Do you remember that? And subsequent heating means dehydration after that. Is that clear? Subsequent heating means dehydration. So here there is no space, so I'm just writing. First, understand what I am saying. D is acetaldehyde, reaction with aqueous alkali, and then dehydration is actually we are talking about aldol condensation. But after that, it is written that the later means E, whatever E is formed on catalytic hydrogenation means reaction with hydrogen yields C. And what is C? C is butane 1-ol. So I'm just writing to first understand what is written in the question, and then I'm explaining it here. Basically, let me see the question just a second. T, acetaldehyde to, okay, good. Acetaldehyde, aldol condensation, if I write CH3, CHO, aldol condensation will be with aqueous alkali. You can write aqueous QH or aqueous OH minus, okay? Then it will give you aldol. And you know how it is formed. I have already told you in the previous classes. Okay. Alpha carbon gets attached to carbonyl group. You remember that. Okay. Alpha carbon of 1 gets attached to carbonyl group of the other one. And this becomes OH. Okay. So that's how it is formed. You need to remember that. And then further dehydrogenation. Heating means, sorry, dehydration, not dehydrogenation. So OH group OH group and H from here will go away. H2O will go away and double bond will be formed. CH3, CH, double bond, CH, CH, no, CHO. Here I have written C, should be CHO, because it will be aldol, aldehyde and alcohol, aldol. So this is E. Okay, but 2 in 1 ul. So E is but 2 in 1 ul, and you can write it the common name as well. Okay, protonaldehyde. This is the common name. Okay, so E, when reacted with hydrogen, catalytic hydrolysis, you can write. It will give you CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2. All hydrogens will be placed there. So it is actually reduction. So from this, you again get, this was, I think, CH3, CH2, 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 go ahead. Aryan, okay. So you know that what is the definition of reduction? The definition of reduction is either removal of electronegative, oxygen, for example, chlorine, or addition of hydrogen or any other electropositive element. Where hydrogen is getting added, that's why it is reduction. So this reaction is with hydrogen. It is given in the question, catalytic hydrolysis, catalytic hydrogenation, sorry, hydrolysis I have written. Hydrogenation. So it means it has to be with hydrogen. And with hydrogen, addition of hydrogen is reduction. So when hydrogen will be added, this double bond will disappear. And this CHO, you know that alcohol gets oxidized in aldehyde or ketone, depending on whether it is primary or secondary. And aldehyde get oxidized to acid. On reduction, this aldehyde will get converted to alcohol. That's what it is happening. This aldehyde is getting converted to alcoholic group on reduction. Similarly, double bond gets converted to single bond on reduction. If you remember the from 11th, which I don't think you will. This was the one of the preparation method of alkanes from alkenes by reduction. Is that clear now? Or if it is not clear, what is the problem? Let me know. Yeah. Oh, good. So note down because I will be raising this. Next question, 11. An organic compound A, molecular formula C8H16O2, was hydrolyzed with dilute sulfuric acid to give a carboxylic acid B and an alcohol C. So here you have got the information. Okay. It means it should be ester. A should be, may not be, but it should be ester. And an alcohol C, oxidation of C with chromic acid produces B. C on dehydration gives but1-ene. Now, here is again a hint. Okay. It indicates that but1-ene means C can be primary alcohol. Okay. Because otherwise you would have got but2-ene. Remember Sadzaf rule? Okay. Sadzaf rule, you would have got but2-ene, not but1-ene. So it means C is primary alcohol probably. I'll explain, when I explain everything, then it will be clear. So write the chemical equations now bit by bit. A molecular formula C8H16O2 hydrolyzed with dilute sulfuric acid. Hydrolysis with dilute sulfuric acid, cram it, okay, ester, when it gives two compounds, B and C. C is alcohol, it is given, okay? And because C on dehydration gives but 1 in, it means C must be primary alcohol. Up to here, it should be very clear. Okay. B is carboxylic acid. It is given. So I'm just writing it. A on hydrolysis, yeah, with dilute H2S4 gives us B and C. C is 1 degree alcohol. First say alcohol, only alcohol. It is given, it is alcohol, and B is carboxylic acid. It is given. So this gives us a hint that A should be ester. Repeat these points again and again so that you remember and you are able to recall an examination. Yes, Karthik Dhanai, good. Avnish, how could A be acid? A could be ester because we are getting two compounds from it. Okay, let us see. Let us see. The answer we get. Okay, then might be. But I think it should be ester. Hmm? Yes, good. Clear? Okay. Oxidation of C with chromic acid produces B. C on hydration gives but 1 in. Now there is interrelation, it means. Okay. The interrelation means that there are four carbons. Oxidation of C gives B, and C has four carbons. We know that C is primary alcohol because it gives but 1 in. It is primary alcohol, 1 degree alcohol. Okay, because it gives but 1 in, it means it should have four carbons. It means C is CH3, CH2, 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 OH, primary alcohol with four carbons. We got C. Okay. Now it is given oxidation of C gives B with the chromic oxide. It means B should have four carbons and it is an acid. So it means it will be CH3, CH2, CH2, COOH. We got B as well. Now, because we get these B and C from A, it means A should be ester. It should have four carbons on one side, CH3, CH2, CH2, COO, then CH2, 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 CH3, four carbons. Four carbons, four carbons. With dilute sulfuric acid hydrolysis, it will give you acid and alcohol. So we got A, B, C. I think we had to get only A, B, C. That is the answer. Write all the reactions. Okay. Yes. Yes. Good. So once you have shown this one, write all the reactions. For example, it is written you get B from C. So write C, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2OH, and then write CrO3 here and CH3, CH2, CH2, COOH. That is B. Then C on dehydration gives but 1 in. So write C again. CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2OH. Yeah. Then on dehydration, It gives us but1 CH3 CH2 CH double bond CH2. Write all the reactions. These reactions have marks, stepwise marking. Mansha, I didn't get you. Shouldn't 4 carbon be on the 4 carbons are on the left hand side? 4 on one side, 4 on other side. So whatever way you write it, it will be this only. This if there are 3 carbons one side, 4 carbons on other side, then it might be different. But how could it make a difference if you write CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2 on the left hand side and then COO, CH2, CH2, CH3 on the other side? It is same thing in A. Just try it yourself and then you will see it the same thing. Okay, good. Now the next question. An organic compound A with molecular formula C8H8O. Now, I have already told you when you see carbon and hydrogen having almost same number, it will give you a hint that it should have benzene ring into it. Forms an orange-red precipitate with DNP reagent and gives yellow precipitate on heating with I2. It is not 12, it is I2, okay? And by now you know, I have already discussed this one. I2 with NaOH, this is iodoform reaction. It neither reduces Tollens reagent nor Fehling's reagent, nor does it decolorize bromine water or Bayer's reagent on drastic oxidation with chromic acid. It gives a carboxylic acid. Okay, drastic oxidation. Okay, which gives you a hint that it could have the ketonic group. Okay, vigorous oxidation, drastic oxidation. These keyword not necessarily okay, but 90% times vigorous oxidation, drastic oxidation means ketonic group. With chromic acid gives carboxylic acid. B having molecular formula C7H6O to identify A and B. So only two compounds. Okay. Now this part forms an orange-red precipitate with DNP reagent and gives yellow precipitate on heating with this one. What you get from this one means it should have aldehydic or ketonic group. Okay, but because it does not reduce Tolling reagent, Fehling reagent, okay, it means it is ketone. So first part, orange precipitate with DNP reagent, okay, and yellow precipitate on heating with I2 and NaOH. This gives you that it is aldehyde or ketone, the first one. Okay, aldehyde or ketone with CH3 at end. Okay, with CH3 at end means COCH3 type. Because it does not reduce Tollens reagent or Fehling reagent, it means it must be ketonic group with CH3 group attached to it because it gives iodoform test. I2 NaOH is iodoform test, and if it gives iodoform test means CH3 must be attached to the carbonyl group. So this structure must be there. Okay. If this structure must be there and it is C8H8O and 2 carbons already used here, 6 carbons remaining, it means there is only benzene ring remaining. Okay, C8H8O, out of which 2 carbons have already been used. It means the remaining will be the benzene ring only. C6H5. So it is C6H5COCH3. Just check whether 8 carbons. Yes, 8 carbons, 8 hydrogens, 5 plus 3, 8 hydrogens, 1 oxygen. It means it is correct. So A is COCH3 group. Okay, iodoform test, due to iodoform test attached to benzene ring. Okay. Up to here clear? Hmm. Yes, good, Avnish, good observation. Very good. Now, because it is written that A on vigorous oxidation with chromic acid gives carboxylic acid, means on this, when you do vigorous oxidation of this one, okay, this whole group will get converted to carboxylic groups. B will be COOH. Vigorous oxidation. Vigorous, here it is written drastic, so write drastic. This is A, this is B. Okay. The first one written precipitate with orange red precipitate with DNP reagent, that only tells us that it should have aldehyde or ketonic group. That is carbonyl group. So this test is for carbonyl group. Then neither tolerance nor failing means that carbonyl group is ketone. Then reaction with iodine and NaOH, iodoform reaction means ketone is attached to methyl group. So from where we got COCH3 group. Aldehyde or ketone, but ketone and ketone, that too with CH3 group. Is that clear? One more thing. Hmm. Yes, Karthik Dhanai, I think I will tell you that reaction. Okay. Now the first part, that C8H8O, that is your A compound, gives orange red precipitate. So if you remember, we talked about orange dye. Okay, orange dye. For that, if you want the reaction, and you should remember this reaction, what I'm going to write, the first part. Okay, if you have A, this is A. Okay, it reacts with DNP compounds. So, and it will give you orange dye. Okay, DNP derivative, basically it will give you DNP derivative, which is actually orange dye. So NH2 group gets converted to NHCCH3 C6H5, and this is orange in color. I think it should be no hydrogen valency not complete. Just it should be N here. N. No valency. Yes. 3 carbon 4. Yes. So just make correction here. There will be one more nitrogen here. Clear? Just note down because I will be raising this thing. Uh, uh, Mansha, it is acetophenone A. Next question. An organic compound A on treatment with ethyl alcohol gives a carboxylic acid B. Treatment with ethyl alcohol. Okay, so you got an idea from here. Hydrolysis of C under acidified conditions gives B and D. Oxidation of D with KMnO4 also gives B. B on heating with calcium hydroxide gives E, having molecular formula C3H8O. So here you got that there are 3 carbons only, okay? E does not give tolerance test and does not reduce Fehling solution, but forms a 2,4-dinitro phenyl hydrazone. Identify A, B, C, D, and E. Now, this concept we have used in previous question as well. E does not give tolerance or reduces Fehling solution, but forms DNP derivative. Okay. So if it forms DNP derivative, it means it should be a ketone, which we did in the last question as well. Avnish, good. Okay. Question as looks here that it is slightly complex, okay, because you have to understand whether it will be ketone or it can be other carbonyl group as well, okay, but it is certainly not aldehyde. Yeah, it is certainly not aldehyde. It Ritika, mm, why do you think so? You say E is ether. Mm, why? Just look here. E does not give tolerance test and does not reduce Fehling solution, but forms 2,4 means DNP derivative. It means it should be ketone. How could it be ether? This is the same thing we have done in the previous question as well. Yes, but we logically it should be ketone, yeah, because it does not reduce Fehling or Tollens reagent. So logically, it has to be a ketone. Okay. There are other possibilities, but ruled out due to failing solution, and Tollens tests are not done. So from here, we got E could be E having molecular formula C3H6O. Now, this is something pure short you got, that it should be of the type RCOR dash, but there are only 3 carbons in E. It means it can be CH3CO, CH3 only. And if you see, it is of the form of C3H6O. It means you got E. E is a ketone. Okay. Mm, yes, its IUPAC name is propanone. Common name is acetone, Upmanyu. It is also known as acetone, which is slightly, confusing also because it has 3 carbons. Still calling acetone is confusing, but common name is acetone. So you got E. Now, how E is formed? By heating B with calcium hydroxide. It means B should be acid. Why? Because I'm just erasing everything. Remember all these points. These are used again and again. Okay. You have E here, which is CH3COCH3. Okay. And it is written that B on heating with calcium hydroxide gives E. Because acids, when reacted with calcium hydroxide, give you anhydride. Okay. 2 molecules, so it should be 2 here. And then when we heating, okay, when we heat, then calcium carbonate molecule is removed. So CaCO3 goes away, ketone is produced. Very important action. In these type of question, it will appear quite a few times. Acid with calcium hydroxide will give you acid anhydride. On heating, acid anhydride on heating will give you ketone. Why ketone? Because calcium carbonate will go away. So it means B is just acetic acid. Why I clearly found that it should be acetic acid? Because my ketone had 3 carbons and it is obtained by removal of CaCO3. CaCO3 has 1 carbon. It means the original compound should have 4, but 4 in anhydride. 4 in anhydride means acid part should have only 2 carbons. Remember, everything requires practice. Once you practice and do these questions, for example, this particular assignment, if you do 2 times, that will be sufficient. You just need to revise at the time of examination, those 4 days. So you got E and you got B, but we need to identify A, B, sorry, A, C, and D as well. Okay, so B, A on treatment with ethyl alcohol gives carboxylic acid. B, so carboxylic acid, we have found compound C. Okay, B is acid. Okay, ethyl alcohol. Good. So if it is ethyl alcohol, then it gives us a hint that A can be anhydride. A can be anhydride. But let's confirm that hydrolysis of C under acidified conditions gives B. We need to relate all these points. D oxidation of D with KMnO4 gives B. Okay, good, good, good. From here we will get B. We already know. Okay, and it is obtained by oxidation of D. So B is CH3COOH, and it is obtained by oxidation by KMnO4. So KMnO4 will directly oxidize alcohol, remember, okay? So it is by KMnO4. It means D will be alcohol. Oxidation of D with KMnO4 gives B. So it means it is CH3, CH2, OH, B. Oxidation by KMnO4 will yield acid. Yeah. It could be CH3CHO. I'm coming to that. Okay, it could be CH3CHO. But see the first statement. The first statement says an organic compound A on treatment with ethyl alcohol gives carboxylic acid B and a compound C. Hydrolysis of C under acidified condition gives B. So because here, and as I said, this tells me because ethyl alcohol reaction, it means it could be acid anhydride. When I write all the reactions, it will be clear. Yes. So D could have been aldehyde or alcohol. Okay. However, KMnO4 will convert alcohol directly to, otherwise we will have to uh, control the reaction, controlled oxidation. But anyway, it could have been CHO. I am explaining it, it will be clear. Okay. So I'm just writing the reaction, and I will be erasing this part because this is just temporary screen. So make sure that you are writing. Just let me see the question, just a few seconds. I will go ahead, carboxylic acid. Hydrolysis of C under acidified conditions gives B and D. Okay, now if we consider D is this one and B is this one, okay, B and D, and these are obtained by C, acidic hydrolysis. Actually, the reaction should be for these acid and alcohol to obtain. Okay, we are obtaining on acidic hydrolysis. We are obtaining CH3COOH and CH3CH2OH. Yeah. This was, I think, CH3COOH probably was B, and was probably D. Alcohol was D. So it means when it is obtained, it means it should have been obtained from an ester. And ester should have two carbons on one side and two carbons on the other side. It will be CH3, COO, CH2, CH3. These two carbons forming acid, these two forming alcohol. Let's see. So C on acidic hydrolysis gives B and D. B is acid and D is alcohol. So most probably B, C, D should be like this. B should be acetic acid, D should be ethanol, and C should be ethyl ethanoate. Now remember these things because we will be using these to get A. So now we know B, C, D, E. All we know. The only remaining part is A. So BD we already know. C we have obtained as ethyl ethanoate. Now going back. Okay. Organic compound A on treatment with ethyl alcohol gives carboxylic acid B and compound C. B we know carboxylic acid, acetic acid. C we have obtained ethyl ethanoate. With ethyl alcohol, how it can be obtained? Just I'm telling you, we are obtaining B and C. Okay. B and C. We know was carboxylic acid, and C we have obtained that it is ethyl ethanoate. Okay, and it is obtained by ethyl alcohol, so CH3, CH2OH. It means A. If you remember, okay, I have already got quite a few answers. C we obtained, okay, Kartik, Dhanai, we obtained C because we, in the previous step, if you remember, we talked about that C gives us B and D. No, whether it was D or this statement. Hydrolysis of C, hydrolysis of C gives us B and D. And we know B and D. B is acetic acid and D is ethanol. Okay. So I told you the reaction that when C, the only possibility that you can get acetic acid and ethanol with hydrolysis of C, acidified hydrolysis of C, the only possibility is that C must be ester. This is something related to the reactions we talked about. So first go through the named reactions. All the reactions you need to memorize first. Esters on acidic hydrolysis will give you acid and alcohol. Write it down somewhere. Esters on acidic hydrolysis will give you acid and alcohol. So from there we got C as ester. Now if we know C, we are applying that back here. B and C we know. B is acetic acid and C is ester. And we get these two when A is reacted with ethyl alcohol. Okay, that gives us a hint that A should be acid anhydride. That's what I am telling you. You need to remember these reactions. So first you need to understand B and C, what we have identified. B we have identified as acetic acid. C we have identified as ethyl ethanoate, ester. Okay, that's what I am writing now. You get B and C. That is acetic acid and ester by reacting A with ethyl alcohol. Okay. So from ethyl alcohol, you have CH3COO group. Here also you have CH3COO group. Here also. It means A is anhydride. It has CH3COO group, and that gets split into the acid and ester, and the rest of the carbons appear from CH3 CH2. So this is acid anhydride in this case because it is acetic acid CH3CO, so you can say it is acetic anhydride. Specific name acetic anhydride, that is A, when reacted with ethyl alcohol will give you acetic acid and ester. Either you call it ethyl ethanoate or ethyl acetate. Now you know everything. A is acid anhydride, B is acetic acid, C is ethyl acetate or ethyl ethanoate, D was ethyl alcohol, and E was ketone. Just note down this one. I will be raising, and make sure that you do all these questions again to make sure that you are able to solve an examination. D is ethanol. Yes. Correct. D is ethanol. E is ketone. Okay. Propanone or acetone. E is propanone. Yes, Mansha, correct. And A we found as A was acetic anhydride. A acetic anhydride, B carboxylic acid, C we said that it should be ester, so ethyl ethanoate, C, C we got ethyl acetate, D ethyl alcohol, E propanol. Try to recall all the reactions, write those reactions, and then I'll move forward. A was acetic anhydride, yes, correct. Now the last question. 2 moles of an organic compound A on treatment with a strong base gave two compounds B and C Compound B on dehydrogenation with copper gives A back. Okay. Okay, good. While acidification of C yields carboxylic acid D with molecular formula of CH2O2. Good. Now, carboxylic acid with molecular formula CH2O2, there is only one possibility, HCOOH. Okay. So D has to be HCOOH, nothing else possible. Okay. Identify the compound ABC. Now, A, while acidification of C yields carboxylic acid. So C gives you carboxylic acid acidification, and C is obtained as two compounds B and C. Two moles of organic compound A on treatment with a strong base. A strong base means NaOH. Remember, what is the reaction? Think about Cannizzaro reaction. Cannizzaro reaction, because it has only one carbon, it means the reaction will be with formaldehyde only. Okay, so it means Cannizzaro reaction, and write two also. Right. You will get one alcohol and sodium salt of acid. So in this case, again, one carbon. So A gives two compounds B and C, and it is written C yields carboxylic acid. It means this is C and this is B. Because C, it is written acidification. Acidification means H plus. It will give you HCO. B. It means C is HCOONA, sodium formate. B is methyl alcohol. A is formaldehyde. So if you don't remember Cannizzaro reaction, obviously you will face problem. Otherwise, this is very simple question. Sodium formate and formic acid. Now, this statement, if you see one more statement is given here, that is just for confirmation. Compound B on dehydrogenation with copper gives A. Yeah, this one. Compound B on dehydrogenation with copper gives A. This is just for confirmation, because if you write B, CH3OH, okay, dehydrogenation, hydrogen will go away, you will get A back. Removal of hydrogen is oxidation, remember. Okay, removal of hydrogen is oxidation. So this is actually oxidation reaction, conversion of CH3OH to HCHO, alcohol to aldehyde. So that is just for confirmation. And if this question appears, you need to write this reaction, as I have told you that for all the steps, you will be writing the reactions. In these questions, a stepwise marking is there.